In a small village in northern India, surrounded by wheat fields that turned gold every winter, lived a farmer named Ramesh Lal. His land was modest, his income uncertain, but his hopes were enormous. Every morning before sunrise, Ramesh walked barefoot to his fields, believing in one thing with unwavering faith: his son would live a better life than he did. His son, Amit, was bright, disciplined, and endlessly respectful. From childhood, Amit studied under dim lights while his father worked the fields. Teachers praised him, neighbors admired him, and slowly a new dream took shape in the Lal household: Canada. Canada meant education. Education meant opportunity. Opportunity meant escape from poverty. When an admission letter arrived from a college in Toronto, the entire village celebrated. But celebration quickly turned into silence when the numbers were read aloud. Tuition alone was more than Ramesh had earned in many years. Living expenses were unimaginable. Still, Ramesh did not hesitate. He mortgaged his land. He borrowed from relatives. He took a massive loan from a private lender at brutal interest. Land can be earned again, he said quietly. A future cannot. Amit knew the weight of that sacrifice. On the day he left for Canada, he touched his father's feet and promised, "I will not waste this." Toronto welcomed Amit with cold air, tall buildings, and the reality far harsher than the dream brochures. Tuition rose every year. Rent swallowed most of his savings, groceries were expensive, transit was costly. Amit worked late nights at restaurants, cleaned offices, stocked shelves. Anything legal, anything honest. Still, it wasn't enough. To survive, Amit bought a small second-hand bike and joined a food delivery app. Every evening after classes, he rode through traffic, rain, and snow, delivering meals to strangers who rarely looked at his face. Some nights he earned well. Many nights he didn't, but every dollar mattered. Slowly, a cruel truth revealed itself. Despite his degree, despite good grades, the pathway to permanent residency was closing. Immigration rules had changed. Points were higher. Jobs required experience he didn't have. Employers avoided sponsorship. The dream was cracking. Amit didn't tell his parents everything. Over video calls, he smiled and said, "Things are fine." He didn't mention exhaustion. He didn't mention fear. He didn't mention that the future he was working toward might never legally exist. One winter night, after a long shift, Amit accepted one last delivery. Snow had turned to slush. Traffic was heavy. Visibility was poor. At an intersection in downtown Toronto, a speeding vehicle ran a red light. Amit never saw it coming. He died on the spot. Back in India, Ramesh and his wife Shanta were waiting for their weekly call. Instead, they received a call from a foreign number. The words came slowly, carefully, but they shattered everything. Their son was gone. The world went silent. Grief quickly turned into another cruel reality. They had no money to bring him home. The loan still remained. The land was still mortgaged. Airfare, paperwork, and repatriation costs were impossible. They were parents who couldn't even hold their child one last time. Then something unexpected happened. A stranger, a fellow delivery worker who had known Amit only in passing, started a fundraiser. He wrote about a young student who worked endlessly, about a father who sold his future for his son's education, about a dream that cost a life. People responded. Small donations came first, then larger ones. Students, immigrants, office workers, strangers who saw their own stories reflected in Amit's. Within days, enough money was raised to send Amit's body back to India. But the fundraiser didn't stop there. The amount eventually covered the entire loan Ramesh had taken: principal, interest, everything. There was even some money left. When Amit returned home for the last time, the village gathered again, not to celebrate, but to mourn. Ramesh stood quietly, older than his years, holding the ashes of a son who had carried the weight of an entire family's hopes. Months passed. With the remaining money, Ramesh and Shanta started a small grain and seed shop near the village market. It didn't make them rich, but it freed them from debt. It gave them dignity. It gave them stability. Every morning, Ramesh opened the shop and placed Amit's photograph on the counter. "My son went far," he told anyone who asked. "He did not come back alive. But he still changed our lives. The dream died with Amit, but the sacrifice lived on."